Now I'm going to change topics to something that is not talked enough about in this Congress, about spending. We talk a lot about these bills and how much how much we're going to spend on this group and spend on that group, and we're going to give money to this, give money to that. Go ahead.
May I ask the Speaker how much time we have left?
The gentleman has 5 minutes.
Okay. Is it mine, or do you want some of that? Okay. All right. Federal debt has increased sharply. I have this beautiful chart here, starting in 1790, the first budget in our country, right after the Revolutionary War, and you can see the national debt. This is done in a fair way. It's debt to the gross domestic product, so it's a percentage of the domestic product in debt. And you can see in 1790 the mark where it was. We just finished the Civil War, so we owed some money to the soldiers. We paid that debt off in the next 40 years, up until the Civil War. And in the Civil War, a little bit of debt, then it's back down again. And you can see it's kind of steadily up and down a bit. World War II, okay, World War II, again, debt to gross domestic product. We were just trying to survive there. And then debt back down again. But when you get to where we are today, things have gone completely out of control. The Congressional Budget Office estimates an additional $104 trillion will be added by 2050. The Congressional Budget Office forecasted debt would rise 200%. Today, as I stand here right now, we have $27.9 trillion in national debt. $27.9 trillion, what is that? What is that to you? You know what that is to you? It's $84,000. That is actually a little more than $84,000 of debt to every American citizen right here today. Now, on this day 1 year ago, actually today in 2020, the U.S. national debt was $23.4 trillion. That was $72,309 in debt per person. We've actually borrowed $10,000 per person in 1 year. I mean, that is a out of control growth. So when you hear about these bills, I plan to vote against this one tomorrow. I think many of us do. And they say, oh, we're going to give this to give to that. No, they're taking it from you. This is debt that your children will have to pay. This $2 trillion, nearly $2 trillion spending package is full of liberal priorities. We're going to grow our debt to $29 trillion. That's even more debt owed per citizen. And there's a lot of misinformation about where the debt is going. The top two countries that we owe the debt to are China, not actually our friends, China. We're at a global competition with China all the time. They're borrowing a lot of our debt. We owe them over $1 trillion. We owe Japan $1 trillion. So we're actually borrowing, the people that are loaning us the money we have to pay back are not necessarily people who have best interest in heart. Brazil, we owe $258 billion. India, we owe $216 billion. And the list goes on, the debt that's owed to these foreign countries. The national debt was $5.6 trillion in 2000. It increased under Obama. It actually doubled. Since the 8 years Obama was president, we doubled our national debt, and we're adding another projected here, completely out of control debt to debt ratio. So I urge my colleagues to consider the future. Don't buy into the government has no money, doesn't take from you, and that you're going to have to pay back. We need to be judicious with these dollars, and most of this is not going to coronavirus relief anyway. I'll yield to the gentleman from Texas.